Okay guys, in this video I want to talk to you about keyword research. Now whether you're putting together your listing itself, so you need data for your title, description, bullet points, back-end keywords, stuff like that, or perhaps you're putting together your PPC campaigns, you need to know the right keyword data to use. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you some of the methods that you can use to find keyword data. It is the most critical aspect of this part of the process, because no matter how good your product is, if the keyword data isn't right, you won't get ranked very well in Amazon through the organic listings, and your PPC campaigns won't perform very well either. So I'm going to show you some of the methods that I use. So let's kick things off by taking one of my favorite example products, and that is chopping boards. So I'm going to whack chopping boards into Amazon and see some of the results that come up. So the first method, and I use this method for my very first product, so it isn't the best method by far, but it's completely free and you can get reasonable results using this. So what I did with my first product ever was put in what I felt would be the main keyword into Amazon, so chopping board, and then I looked at all of the main competitors, especially the ones that were similar. So let's say, for example, in this case, I'm selling a bamboo wooden chopping board. So I might not necessarily pay a huge amount of attention to the plastic ones, but I would certainly open up these leading products here. So let's open these up in new tabs and see what we get, and then I'll start looking at their titles. So almost this is, you might call this as a manual reverse ASIN. So I'd look at their titles. Okay, so bamboo chopping board set, different size. I don't really think that's a very good keyword, but anyway, wooden cutting board. Okay, natural bamboo. So you might have natural bamboo chopping board, wooden cutting board. So there's a few keyword ideas there. And you might also look through their bullet points and see what else they've got. So they've reached out for some of kind of your longer tail keywords where people are combining chopping board with a type of food. Then the other product here, what have we got here? So premium, again, not a fan of that. Large, fair enough. It's good to show your USP early on in your title. So for the fact their chopping board's larger than other chopping boards, it's very important they've got that early on. It's got a juice groove, so that's one of the USPs. So that's more USP than actual keyword research. So what else we got? Cutting board, heavy duty wooden serving tray. And again, they've decided to bring in some of the food products into the title. So you could use this and the data here as well to get ideas for keywords. So this is a very basic method. And with some products, you'll see a lot more variations in this. I mean, with chopping boards, there isn't a huge amount of different ways you can call it a chopping board, but with certain products, things are found in many, many different ways. So that is what I would call the manual reverse ASIN method. The other method is just relying on Amazon's autosuggest. So if I put in here chopping board, as I start typing chopping board, you can see that automatically it's already chucking up some results here. So okay, these aren't overly helpful at the moment because there's not enough specifics. So let's go to chopping board. Okay, so chopping board. So chopping board bamboo. If I was selling a bamboo chopping board, I'd want that keyword. Depending on whether it was small or large, I would include that as well, so that it gets it across straight away. If I had feet, potentially I would include that as well. So obviously I'm not going to include Joseph, IKEA or any other brands. The other thing you can do as well is you can start putting in the first letter of the next keyword. So to do this with all the different letters, and you'll get some ideas. And this is also great for product research as well. So if you're struggling for products but you found a niche that you quite like, you can use this to sometimes find a sub niche with opportunities that other people have missed. So quite often I'll sit there and go through the alphabet. I'll put in chopping board A, chopping board B, chopping board C, and just get some keywords. So that's another completely free method. So you can do the manual reverse ASIN by looking at the titles. You can do this auto lookup by just going into Amazon's autosuggest and putting in your keywords. Another method you can use, and this isn't free, but it's pretty much what a lot of people recommend. I'm not a huge fan of this method, but it's using Amazon's auto PPC campaigns. So what you do is you set up a budget, you select your product, and then you let Amazon go. So you give Amazon maybe £20 or £30 a day, let that run for 1 to 2 weeks, and then after that time, you should have some good data, short keywords, long tail keywords that you can then use to optimize your listing and hopefully then set up manual PPC campaigns. So those are those three methods are what I would probably say are the worst methods for finding good keywords, but they do work and they are methods I have used successfully in the past. So if you're on a strict budget, those can certainly work as long as you keep a close eye on your listing, a close eye on the auto campaigns, and use those results to create more optimized PPC campaigns. And also, don't be afraid to change your title, description and bullet points as you find out more valuable data than you have in the early days. Now, moving on to the paid method, I use Helium 10, you guys know that. So what I like, there's two methods I like to use in Helium 10. The first one is an automatic reverse ASIN. So rather than looking through these myself, trying to figure out what keywords to use, instead you take the ASIN from that product. So let's take the ASIN. Then we're going to go into Helium 10. Now the reverse ASIN tool in Helium 10 is called Cerebro. So we'll go into this. We'll put that in at the top there. So this is the ASIN that I want to look up. So what we're effectively doing, a reverse ASIN is taking a listing and trying to find all of the keywords it is ranked for within Amazon. So let's make sure you choose the correct marketplace and then get keywords. So what this will do, this will bring up a list of all the keywords that are associated with that product, and that product is being found for organically within Amazon. Now this will search within the top kind of 20 pages for this product. So what I like to do initially is restrict this a bit, because I don't want to see, I'm not really fussed if this product is ranked, so say position 30th or 40th for a particular keyword, because it's probably not converting for that keyword. So I like to put in kind of a maximum position. So I don't want to see any keywords that are ranked above position 20. So I know that this product is always appearing in position 20, in the top 20 for these keywords. So straight away, this has reduced this by about 150 down to 305 keywords. Now I want to reduce it a bit further, so I'm going to adjust the search volume. Now, if this was for my main campaign, because there's nothing stopping you having multiple campaigns for any product, whether it's keyword campaigns or product targeting campaigns, you can have multiple, and you can have multiple versions of each campaign as well. So I would probably, if these are my kind of title keywords, my real high volume ones, I'd want a search volume of at least 300, and then I'd hit apply again. And this should filter this list down to a much more condensed list of really, so there we are, we're down to 19 keywords now. So as you'd expect, bamboo cutting board, bamboo chopping boards. So this one's a good one, bamboo cutting board. I wouldn't have personally searched cutting, but obviously a lot of people are searching for bamboo cutting boards. So it's a really useful tool to get this reverse ASIN. And you can go through here and see, you might want to use all of these. There might be ones in here that are of no use at all. For example, the Joseph one, so you can either go through and delete these out. But say, for example, you've got still 100 or 200 keywords and you want to start filtering those out, you can use the negative search Joseph here, and then that should restrict that list further. So you can see it's removed the ones that contain Joseph, and you've got some good keywords there that you can use. So that's one way of doing it through reverse ASIN. And what you can do is you can put multiple ASINs at the top as well to get even more keyword data. In this top right hand corner, you've got the road frequency cloud. So again, it makes it pretty clear which keywords are popping up time and time again. And as you'd expect, chopping board, wooden, they pop up frequently. So it gives you some ideas what you can use in your titles, in your PPC campaigns, descriptions, bullet points, and elsewhere. Now the other benefit as with this as well, it's a good way of finding long tail keywords. So whilst you can use this for your main campaigns, you can also use it to find long tail keywords where you might find you've got a much lower PPC cost. So what I would do if I was looking for long tail keywords through reverse ASIN, firstly I'd drop my search volume. So if I was setting up a main campaign to launch a product, I might only want 5 to 10 keywords. Whereas if I'm doing a long tail kind of trying to be as profitable as possible campaign, then I'm not too worried about search volume, and I'm more than happy to have 20, 30, 40, 50 keywords in that campaign, because it's more about the overall volume and reducing my PPC cost versus the main campaign. So what I'll do, let's just say 50 as the minimum search volume, and for it to be long tail, let's try a minimum of 4 keywords. So these are unlikely to have as much competition. So I don't know how many keywords this is going to bring up. So we've got 15 keywords, so that's not bad on a long tail search. So now we've got long tail keywords that you can use to maybe form a secondary campaign. So you've got your main campaign, really high volume, trying to launch a product, and maybe this one you're going to use longer term with 15 keywords in it that are going to really bring some profitable conversions. And again, you can go through here to make sure they're all completely relevant. For example, this one isn't MMA equipment for men. I'm not sure how that's being found. So, but the rest of these here, small wooden chopping board, if you're selling a small one, great. Wooden chopping board set, if you're selling a singular one, don't use this. If you're selling multiple, of course use it. Kitchen board for cutting, round wooden chopping board, don't use that if you're square. Chopping board and knife set, if you're bundling, you could use that. Butcher's block chopping board, you might want to use that. So just make sure you obviously go through all of this keyword data. And this is one thing that I see a lot as well, is that people will do the keyword research. Now, whether it's doing the manual lookup or doing it this way, and that's where their keyword research stops. But the one thing you need to look at is what is behind this data. So for example, this here, if I was selling a small wooden chopping board, great, but what's actually going to happen when people go to that page? So let's take a look, because what you want to see who you're going to be competing against, because for some keywords, you might find the competition is really, really poor. So you might want to focus a larger percentage of your budget at that keyword, rather than kind of leaving it till you've got 2, 3, 4 weeks of data and spending a load on PPC to find out what the ACOS is for a keyword. You can use this method in advance to get a better idea, because I can come in here, I can see what the competitor products are like, and I might find a particular keyword that when I click through has some really poor listings, and I'm just going to throw like a big budget at that keyword, because I know if I get listed and I'm at the top, I've got a much better chance of converting against poor listings than I have if I'm converting against other listings that are really, really good. So always have a look at the data behind the keyword to see who you're competing with. And it's also worth using this as well if you're not sure whether a keyword is 100% relevant. For example, cutting board, if you're not sure whether that's going to be something for the kitchen or whether it's something for kind of artistic purposes, you click on cutting board and that would open up a new tab and see what sort of products are coming up for cutting board. So that's how you do a reverse ASIN. And so I normally use Cerebro to do a reverse ASIN, and then I use Magnet to do keyword research, which is where you put in your main keyword, which is either going to be bamboo chopping board or wooden chopping board. So I'm just going to put in bamboo chopping board for now. Make sure you select the correct marketplace, get the keywords, and this works in a similar way to Cerebro in terms of being able to filter stuff to depending on the sort of campaign that you're looking to set up. So first thing I would do, as soon as I come through to Magnet, I would set my search volume at 300 if I'm looking to launch a main campaign, and then that would restrict this list further. So let's click that. So that's brought it down to 40 keywords to start with. So obviously we've got whiteboard at the top, which isn't of any use, but then we go to chopping board set, and again you've got all of these keywords, and if you want, you can do exactly what I did with the word count on the previous on Cerebro to find keywords that are more kind of aimed at your main campaign versus the longer tail ones, which are aimed more towards the profitable campaigns and long term. So that is the keyword research methods that I like to use. You know, you've got the free ones, and to be honest, you can try these for free as well if you want. Helium 10 do have a free account, but you've got the free ones. So you've got the autosuggest, you've got analyzing the other competitors' product titles manually, so your manual reverse ASIN. You could, alternatively, you can set up an auto PPC campaign within Amazon and then let that run for a few weeks and then use that data to come up with optimized manual campaigns or to optimize your organic listings further. Or you can use something like Helium 10 with Cerebro to do an automatic reverse ASIN, and then Magnet to do manual keyword research, doing it through the data that they've got. So that's what I use. If you want to use something like Helium 10, the reason I like to use Helium 10 is if you're setting up an auto campaign, which is what I see everyone recommending, you're pretty much committing to spending quite a few £100 to get any actually useful data. So you could be spending £20 to £30 per day for a good couple of weeks where you get some really useful data. Whereas if something like Helium 10 or similar, you know, let's, for example, Helium 10, what is the pricing on Helium 10? So their platinum plan is $97 per month. Now, if you do an auto campaign on Amazon, you'll spend that in 2 or 3 days easily, probably get minimal sales. So this is why I'm thinking it's better value sometimes to use a paid keyword research tool than it is to run an auto campaign for 2-3 weeks and spend a few £100. And even better, if you use these discount codes, for example, this one, which is 50% off the first month. So say you're just setting up your listing, you can get 50% off. So for less than $50, you can carry out all of your keyword research, and then you can cancel the subscription if you want. And for less than $50, that is going to be a much more cost-effective way of getting your keyword data than it is running an auto campaign within Amazon's PPC system, where they're very good at spending the money on very irrelevant keywords. So hopefully that, guys, will help you think about keyword data, especially looking behind the data. I mean, that is one of the most important things. If you find a good keyword, put it into Amazon, see who you're competing against, because sometimes you might find a goldmine where everyone else is looking past that, but you throw a big percentage of your budget at this keyword and you might do really, really well. Also, if you're not yet a member, make sure you head over to FBAelite.com, sign up to the forums. I'm on the forums daily, posting answers to various questions. Head over there and I'll see you guys on the forums.